She took of its fruit and ate. Genesis chapter 3 verse 6. And without consulting her husband, Adam, her heart's desire was so strong that she couldn't control it. And she committed the act that compelled the transgression. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat. And the serpent did not put it into her mouth. The devil can tempt but cannot compel. Eve chose to eat of the fruit on her own volition. So she had eaten it and had no one to blame but herself. And Adam had rejoined her by this time because she gave also unto her husband with her. The first time he is mentioned as being by her side. Now this is how sin progresses. One yields to its temptation and then becoming a tempter to others, attempting to drag them down to the same level. And he did eat. And rather than rejecting what his God-defying wife ordered him, he was not deceived. We read this in 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 14, which, if possible, increased his guilt. He heard the voice of his wife. Genesis chapter 3 verse 17. She most likely repeated what the serpent had said to her, praising the fruit and possibly pointing out that they have misunderstood the Lord's words because she had eaten and was still alive. And as a result, man turned away from God. It was a rebellion against his creator, an insurrection against his supremacy, a defiance of his authority. He purposefully resisted the divine will, rejected God's word, and abandoned his path. Now, as a result, he lost his primitive excellence, all of his happiness. Adam plunged himself and all his descendants into a deepest pit of anguish and wretchedness. And this was the source of all human depravity. And Genesis chapter 3 contains the divinely inspired account of how sin entered into the world and is the only adequate and satisfactory explanation of both its 6,000-year history and its current state. So in contrast to that which is artificially acquired, the words by nature, the children of wrath, are equally forcibly and explicit. Contrary to the common experience and observation, many have insisted that children are corrupt by external contact with evil, that they pick up bad habits by imitating others. We do not deny that the environment has an impact. However, if any baby was placed in a perfect environment and surrounded only by sinless beings, it would quickly become clear that he was corrupt. We are depraved and deprived, and by any morality, by Genesis, not by a process of development. It is by that nature, not on our account of nature because of our naivety. It is instilled in us. They are wrathful children from that moment they are conceived, even before they commit any actual sin. The depraved nature is a penal evil and of itself, and this is due to our federal union with Adam. As we share in his transgression, we are the children of wrath because our federal head fell victim to God's wrath. And there would be no truth in Paul's assertion that all are by nature the children of wrath if they were not already cursed before birth of Adam's children. Ours is a fallen world, adverse to Christ and holiness, abounding in iniquity, death ruling over it, lust and crime defining it, suffering and misery filling it. And as a result, it is written, wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. Romans 5:12.